Every single morning I am focused on the sight, chasing down the neon beams of every city light. Climbing up the mountain with my cinematic holy might. Everything about this path is feeling really quite right. Stepping in the arena just to win the game, burning through the obstacles with every single hot flame. Writing down the letters of my very own name, capture every moment in a shiny golden metal frame. See the limits breaking as we aim so high. Paint a purple streak across the open velvet sky. Looking at the ground where we begin to fly. I am never gonna be that regular guy. Keep the rhythm moving with a steady liquid flow. Watch the inner energy begin to brightly neon glow. Take the center stage for the entire massive show. Fasten up the seatbelt because we have to go. Focus on the visions that are inside my mind. Treasure is the secret that I really must find. Built a different spirit of a very rare kind, pushing every second with a very heavy daily grind. Neon flashing lights are reflecting on the wet street. Heart is bumping to the rhythm of this beat, turning up the pressure with the California desert heat. Only looking forward to the people I will meet. Laying down the vocal on a heavy bass track. Never looking over shoulders, never going even far back. Making all the paper in a giant heavy stack. Leading every runner at the front of the pack. Everyone is feeling such a positive and electric vibe, moving with the energy of my own loyal tribe. Colors in the air that I never could describe. History is written by the hand of the scribe. Trading all the silver for this heavy yellow gold, leaving all the stories that are dusty and old. Living every second while being very young and bold. Everything I wanted is within my own firm hold. Looking for a planet in the middle of space, seeing all the glory on my very own face. Running this marathon at a very heavy fast pace. Happy that I finally have finished with the chase. Staying in the middle of a very quiet zone. Spirit is much harder than a solid heavy stone. Calling up the future on a golden cellular phone. Sitting on the summit on a very private throne. Waking from the silence of a very lucid dream. Working every morning with a very heavy winning team. Swimming in the water of a silver mountain stream. Standing in the middle of a very bright beam. Everything around me is looking really fresh and new. Standing on the balcony for a very pretty view. Keeping every promise that is honest and is true. Breaking all the barriers that I am going through. Finally I found a really better and brighter way. Celebrating every second of a very lucky sunny day. Making sure the music is the thing we play. Knowing that the feeling is forever gonna stay. Making every choice in the middle of a life. Cutting through the tension like a very sharp knife. Walking through the valley of the very heavy strife. Knowing that the rumors are always simply very right. Watch the golden elevator as we begin to rise. Looking at the world with these very curious eyes. Keeping every focus on the very biggest shiny prize. Knowing that the spirit is becoming very deeply wise. Very deeply wise. Feeling like the world is giving me a power. Working every second, every single busy lonely hour. Standing on the balcony of a very tall tower. Growing in the concrete like a purple desert flower. Climbing to the top of a very snowy peak. Working on the hustle every day of the week. Listen to the words that the silent people speak. Everything about the sound is really very quite unique. Oh, rolling through the middle of a very busy city. Keeping all the business very tough and very gritty. Never looking down with the feeling of the pity. Making all the lyrics very sharp and very witty. Feeling like the ground is starting to really shake. Watching every single move that I am gonna make. Every single rule is something that I will break. Knowing that the world is finally starting to wake. Everything I do is really gonna just amaze. Seeing all the lights in a very purple glaze. Moving past the struggle of a very heavy phase. Putting all the static in a very bright blaze. Floating on the silver lining of a heavy cloud. Singing all the lyrics very strong and very loud. Standing in the light feeling very tall and proud. Moving to the middle of a very massive crowd. Finally, I know that I'm going to win. Letting all the positive and heavy light come in. Feeling every vibration on the surface of my skin. Watching as the whole entire planet starts to spin. Living in the moment, feeling very wild and free. Yeah. I chase the peak where the neon lights fly. No gravity holds when I touch the vast sky. My vision is sharp and my limits are high. Watch every doubt in the old versions just die. Turn up the bass, let the heavy drums flow. Lighting the entire stage with the bright golden glow. I own the room and I run this show. Setting the pace everywhere that we might ever go. Stacking the chips while the lazy ones only play. Building my kingdom in every single modern possible way. I do not care what the bitter critics say. Turning my midnight into a bright brand new day. Breaking the chain so I can finally feel free. Nobody stands on the level that you see me. I am the spark in the deep dark sea. Growing my roots like a heavy tall iron tree. Chasing the crown in the whole winning gold team. Everything feels like a high definition and digital dream. Waking loud silent metal scream. Gold on my neck with a polished shiny gleam. Keeping my focus where the heavy money is at. Running the game while I hold the steel bat. Leaving the fakes and the phonies just feeling flat. I am the boss and I always handle that. Standing so tall while the weak little empires fall. I am the one who is answering the call. Driving the lane while I handle the orange ball. Writing my name on the very shiny marble wall. Shaking the floor with a very heavy sonic boom. Cleaning the dirt with a fresh new metal broom. Leaving no space in a crowded little tiny room. Watch how the flowers of my victory will bloom. Taking the wheel for a long midnight desert ride. I have no secrets and absolutely nothing to hide. Staying so humble while keeping my deep inner pride. Swimming across the rough and the very high tide. Pushing the limits with my own heavy mental grit. Building a fire that is already well and lit. Never the type who is actually willing to quit. Finding the pieces that finally seem to really fit. Playing the cards in a very dangerous heavy game. I do not care for the temporary hollow fame. Burning the bridge with a hot orange blue flame. Nobody else has a style that I can claim. Listen to gravity hitting the hardcore gray ground. Moving in silence without making a single quiet sound. Searching for treasures that never have yet been found. Keep it original and do not be ever bound. Leaving the shadows and clearing every single heavy doubt. Knowing exactly what this life is all about. Really following the long trails that the heavy giants shout. Winning the fight and taking the final go back. Putting my spirit to a very heavy daily test. Taking no time for a single second to rest. Flying so high from the middle of the west. I am the king with steel on my chest. Focusing only on doing my own favorite new thing. Diamond reflections on every single shiny metal gold ring. Hear the vibration and let the electric choir sing. Flying above on a very wide purple eagle wing. Seeing the world from a very different neon view. Painting the sky with a darker shade of blue. Keeping it real with the very chosen solid few. Doing the things that the others simply cannot do. Climbing the mountain and reaching for the highest peak. Finding the words that the others simply cannot speak. Living the life that the humble people often seek. Cowering through when the body is feeling very weak. Making a loud noise like a heavy metal toy. Finding the peace that the enemies cannot ever destroy. Using the tactics that the clever men often employ. Bringing the spirit in the heavy, pure, golden joy. Locked in the booth and I am all alone. Talking to kings on a very heavy golden phone. Sitting on top on a very solid marble throne. Making the sound with a very deep rhythmic tone. Raising the clock and I never ever will stop. Reaching the summit and also the very highest top. Watching the prices and the heavy bass finally drop. Working the field for every golden autumn crop. Hungry for more like a very heavy metal beast. Eating the fruit of a very lucky winning feast. Rising like sun from the very golden bright east. Giving my all till the worries are finally ceased. Sending the energy to the blue heavens up above. Giving my people a very heavy and tough love. Flying so high like a very beautiful white dove. Fading the